So you and your partner kind of created this notion of inbound versus outbound marketing. I mean, that is really a new term.
Yes, it is.
So describe a little bit what that means.
Sure. Most people, when they market their products, most companies, they do very traditional things. They cold call people, or they blast emails to them, or they do advertisements on radio or television. And the insight we have is basically people are sick and tired of being marketed to in that way and interrupted. And the simple insight was, instead of trying to interrupt people with outbound marketing, how do you pull them in sort of in the natural course of the way they shop and learn through Google, blogs, and social media? So inbound versus interruption-based outbound.
And so how does that, let's talk about the basic design of the website.
Okay.
And I love your notion of it needs to be a hub versus a megaphone. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure, I know you like that. The even better one I like, we're out in Las Vegas now, and we're in the desert, and I'm driving by the billboards, and I think most 99% of websites are like a billboard in the desert. They look really nice. They're beautifully designed. The font is just right, the logo, but no one's driving by the billboard in the desert. So what I think you should do is sort of rethink the concept of a website, and the stuff that's on your web pages, that should be maybe 10 or 20% of the time you're thinking about. But really you want to turn your website into this hub, and the important stuff's all the stuff happening off your website, is what's happening in Twitter and Facebook and Google and all the links coming into your site. So turn from being sort of a billboard in the desert to more a hub on the internet for your industry.
And what do you have to physically do in order to make that a hub? I mean, I get it conceptually, but what are the activities I need to be involved in on a daily basis?
Sure. It turns out I'm a big fan of Seth Godin, and I think he nails it. He uses the word remarkable. And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to create content on your site that's remarkable. You want other website owners, Twitter users, Facebook users, bloggers to remark about stuff on your site. And so it really starts with creating content. Start a blog, start videos on your site, and create very interesting, remarkable content on your site. And other people will start linking to it. Those links will send you traffic. Those links will inform Google you're important and start moving up the rankings, and then it'll start, some action will start happening in the social media sphere for you. So the core, create lots of content, optimize it for Google, optimize it for social media, and start pulling people in.
And I think what you mean by that optimization, I love the exercise today where you said, first of all, kind of like, what's the word or two you want to own? You know, we want to own strategy. And then come up with 5 just killer titles that make sure you've got that, you've worked that word in there or two, but then really catch people's attention.
It is, and when you think about your site and the optimization, you want to optimize your site. It used to be, and everyone's pretty familiar with SEO, search engine optimization, and now there's SMO, social media optimization, because now more and more people, they live and breathe in Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. They're always in these sites. So when you're writing your content, think about it from Google's eyes. So you want some keywords, some words in the title that have something that you want to get found on inside of Google. But you can't just write a boring title either. It's got to sort of pop. People are going to be looking at all this content coming through the Twitter stream and RSS stream and Facebook. So the title's really got to pop to them, be snarky and be interesting to them. So that's the SMO versus the SEO side.
And that example you gave of a bad and good title?
So we have a gal who works at HubSpot. Her great gal, her name's Colleen Coyne, and she's an Olympic gold medalist actually in hockey. And she wrote a blog article one day, and the article title was Colleen's Tuesday Morning Thoughts. And she sent it to me, and she said, well, what do you think of the article? And I thought the article was brilliant. But I was like, I don't like the title. Why don't we change it to 8 Marketing Tips from an Olympic Gold Medalist? And so we switched the title of that. The title pops more. People are more likely to read an article from an Olympic gold medalist. And it's got that word marketing tips in there, and that's something we'd like to get found on in Google.
Brian, thanks a million.
Thanks for having me. All right.